Oh, by the way, are you subscribed? Because you should definitely hit the subscribe button. In light of everything that's going on right now, you might be asking yourself, okay, what could be worse than what we're dealing with right at the moment? Let me tell you, plenty. It could be worse. We're about to embark on 10 deadliest viruses and diseases of all time. Stay tuned, here we go. Number 1, smallpox. This virus has many strains and vaccination is required for many countries to this day. In its worst form, hemorrhagic inflat, it has the highest fatality rate with only 10% or less chances of survival. The good news is, even though it's a deadly disease, it's one of those that has been eliminated from nature because it's only passed through humans. Number 2, Ebola. This disease has a fatality rate between 50 to 89%. It is known to affect both humans and animals. Ebola will kill you within a week to 2 weeks, usually as a result of hypovolemic shock or multi-organ failure. Hypovolemic shock is basically a life-threatening condition that happens when you lose more than 20% of your body's blood or fluid supply. Hypovolemic shock is basically a life-threatening condition that happens when you lose more than 20% of your body's blood or fluid supply. This severe fluid loss makes it impossible for the heart to pump a sufficient amount of blood to your body. There's a Canadian company that has created a vaccine. They say it's effective in treating Ebola. It's only been tested on monkeys at this time. Unfortunately, there is no treatment or vaccine approved for humans at the present moment. The CDC recommends Ebola to be treated by providing intravenous fluids, so IV fluids, balancing electrolytes, body salts, and maintaining oxygen status and blood pressure. Number 3, HIV Aids. Human immunodeficiency virus HIV leads to acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS, which does major damage to your immune system. The CDC has categorized AIDS as an epidemic in the past, and even though there are medications available in the market today to treat HIV and prevent it from becoming AIDS, AIDS still has no vaccine or cure. Most people who get AIDS eventually succumb to death from an AIDS-related illness. Number 4, SARS. Severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, saw one major outbreak in Asia a few years ago. The fatality rate for SARS is around 70% and highest in people over the age of 65. Word is that the Chinese government created a vaccine that works on around 2/3 of the people it was tested on. The bad news is the treatment for SARS can cause just as many problems as the illness itself. The cure can also kill. Number 5, typhoid. The fatality rate of typhoid fever is around 10 to 30%, so it's the least lethal disease on this list. The symptoms show up over a time period of 3 weeks and in many cases are not fatal. Typhoid can stay dormant in a person that has had the disease in the past and they can pass it on to another person. Remember Typhoid Mary in the 1900s? Number 6, malaria. This mosquito-borne infectious disease is still killing millions of people every year in third world countries, up to 1 death every 30 seconds. It has a high fatality rate when it's not treated properly. Fortunately, with the right anti-malaria medication, you can expect a full recovery. There is no vaccine for malaria. Number 7, anthrax. Anthrax has been used as a biological weapon before. Once contaminated, this bacteria quickly breeds and kills its host through lethal toxins. It can kill a person when its spores are inhaled or if the person comes in contact with animals who have ingested the spores. Death usually takes an average about 2 days to a month, and if you're infected, you experience flu-like symptoms that result in serious breathing difficulties, shock, and eventual death. Some antibiotics in large doses have been shown to be able to stop the disease. There is a vaccine on the market right now, but there are strains of anthrax that are antibiotic resistant. Number 8, cholera. Cholera is usually found in underdeveloped countries, and drinking contaminated water or eating infected foods can result in you contracting this serious disease. It's usually a result of sanitation practices, and when left untreated, cholera will progress from severe diarrhea to dehydration and shock in 4 to 12 hours. The likelihood of death is high within 18 hours or several days. You can survive from cholera if you're lucky enough to get to a hospital and get the right treatment. There is oral hydration therapy to treat this disease, but still, in its most severe strain, cholera can be fatal in just a matter of hours. Number 9, the bubonic plague. This is not a disease that you hear about in today's modern world. The plague killed millions of people in the medieval times, about 25 million in Europe and an estimated 50 million all over the world. Of course, back then it was known as the Black Death. The bubonic plague killed about 70% of its victims in a matter of 4 to 7 days. Number 10, influenza. Anybody, anywhere in the world can develop influenza. This flu virus is famous for mutating from animals to humans. We're lucky that this type of flu has been well studied by medical professionals and is easily treated. However, that being said, young children, people with respiratory issues, and the elderly are particularly susceptible to additional complications when it comes to fighting the flu. The deadliest strain of influenza was the Spanish flu. It is estimated to have killed up to 5% of the human population in 1918 to 1919. Thank goodness this strain has never come back. Of course, now we have the Rona, so let's hope for the best. Guys, that is everything. The top 10 deadliest viruses and diseases in history. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like, please leave a comment about the situation currently. What do you feel about it? Are you hopeful? And also make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos such as this one. Until the next video, have a wonderful day or night.